Made in Italy looks at the life of an Italian teenager.
Growing up in Jasper in the 1970s, it's now on at the CAA Theatre in Toronto. G. Henley is live this morning down at 299 Queen West, the co-creator of the show, to give us a sneak peek at Made in Italy. I like the sound of this, G.
Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Jen. That's right. I am with Farron Timoteo. He is the performer, the star, the co-creator, the executive producer. You wrote this like it's a one-man show. Farron joins me now. So nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. Thanks for having me on.
So I love that you put the show together. It really is honoring your family.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about Made in Italy, which gets underway here in Toronto.
Sure. The story follows two men, one the father who immigrates from Alberta in the 50s, and the second his son, who grows up and comes of age against the backdrop of the 70s in Jasper. And throughout the course of this story, these two guys share their perspectives, and we see all sorts of beautiful anecdotes and stories of Italy and Canada, great music from the 70s. There's disco, there's Rocky, there's Saturday Night Fever. And through all of that, we share the story of how these two men fall apart and come back together again.
But you make it sound like there's a massive cast on stage. It's a one-man show.
Yeah.
You do all the characters here.
I do. I play 24 characters in this show, including an entire family here in Canada and an entire family in Italy and all sorts of peripheral characters.
What made you take this on? Because as an actor, I can't imagine going from one character to the next just like that.
I had seen other solo shows, and I was really attracted to the sport of it. I really wanted to experience what it was like to have to make those quick switches. I find it so spectacular when others do it, and I wanted to do it myself.
So when you told your family you came up with this idea for show, and it really mimics them, it's about them, what did they say?
They were all for it. In fact, they were the ones who really pushed me to do it. They're like, when are we going to see the Italian show, the Italian show? So really, I don't think I would have done it if it hadn't have been for their encouragement. And they're huge fans.
Yeah.
Lots of them have passed on, and they're represented in the show, and that's our way of revisiting them. But the ones who are still with us are coming to Toronto to see it.
Yeah, you mentioned that your dad comes to all the shows.
He does. He has toured the entire country to see Made in Italy. He always sits in the front row. If you happen to be there when he's there, he'd love to say hi.
I think that's so sweet. You do a really good job impersonating all the different family members. Who do you think you've nailed the most? Like, who do you think you've got it?
You know, I think it's my grandfather.
Oh,
and I don't do like the greatest impression of him, but I get his spirit. I think I'm very similar to him. He loved people. He loved to host. He was very bubbly. He loved to laugh. He made his own wine. It was very strong. And I think that when I'm doing Made in Italy, I kind of conjure his spirit, his welcoming spirit, because he loved to have people in his home and make them laugh.
And I know the title is Made in Italy. It's focused on your family, but I just feel like when I was watching, elements of it, I was like, oh, this could be my family. Like, it really does become sort of anybody's family, because it's really about family, food, and the love for each other.
You're 100% right. And I've met lots of audience members after the show who say that very thing. Whatever their cultural background is, that's my family, that's my story. And so that touches me, because when I was writing it, I thought, this is so specific to us. Will anybody get it? And it turns out we're all having a universal experience here.
I know you've toured the country. We do have a large Italian community here in Toronto. So what's the feedback been like when they see a show like this?
The Italians?
Community,
oh,
yes.
They love it.
They love it, right?
You can tell right off the bat how many Italians are in the audience, because there's lots of little subtle references to the culture, and depending on who blurts something out or what food they get excited about, or when they start screaming and hollering, I know who's in the audience and what region they're from typically.
And then, of course, you pay tribute to one of my favorite films of all time, Saturday Night Fever. I mean, you've got disco in there. This is fantastic. And is it just because of the love for John Travolta and that iconic scene?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with sort of the memory of that. My father says that when he saw that movie with his friend, they were sitting there like wearing the exact outfits, and they were like, is somebody watching us right now? It represented them. So there was no way I was going to be able to tell this story without going back to that moment. And there's disco. I've got a beautiful pair of disco shoes you wouldn't believe. They're amazing.
Oh, really?
Heels like this, yeah. So.
Oh my gosh, that'll be fantastic. So Farron Timoteo, he stars in it. He created this. He's the executive producer. It's called Made in Italy, May 24th to June 8th at the CAA Theatre. You don't want to miss it. For more information, mervish.com. And please say hi to Farron's dad. He'll be in the audience.
He'd love to see you.
Farron, so nice meeting you. Congratulations.
Thanks so much. Nice meeting you too.